to the new episode of We Talk Talent Series Season 5, the show where we bring you insightful conversations with the top HR leaders shaping the future of talent management. And today, we have a very special guest with us, a seasoned HR professional with over 2 decades of experience, Arif Khan. Arif, it's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you, Anmol.
So before we dive into the discussion, I would like to give a brief introduction of today's speaker to our viewers. Arif is a seasoned professional with over 24 years of experience in strategic operations and talent acquisition. As a senior business leader, he has a strong background in product engineering, business management, and global operations. Arif excels in both strategic and tactical operations, with a focus on new customer acquisition and brand building in large multinational brands. Throughout his career, Arif has been instrumental in more than 10 acquisitions, showcasing his expertise in smooth transitions and resourcing. And currently, Arif is the global head of talent acquisition at SLK Group, where he continues to leverage his extensive experience in operations, project management, sales, outsourcing, and recruiting. So, Arif, my first question to you is, how is your industry tackling the changes that the workplace has gone through over the past couple of years? If you could share a brief overview with us.
Sure, Anmol. So, Anmol, there are two things to look at it. How industry has changed, how the talent industry or the talent market has changed over the last couple of years. If I talk about pre-pandemic, the scenario or the talent landscape was, different. When I say different, the talent landscape was in such a way that you could meet and greet a person in physical. You had a connect, or recruiter had a connect to convince, and check every aspect of a candidate. Post-pandemic, things have changed. We literally live in a virtual world, and it's getting difficult. It's a difficult change management for both sides. When you get used to, talk to people online and not have a physical connect with people. One, the hiring, when you go to the marketplace to hire talent, right? It's become tedious. It's become time consuming now because you're not able to assess the right people in a sense that, number one, on technology, on technical skills, it becomes very difficult to assess if the candidate is right fit or is he the one, because a lot of manipulation is happening in market, in terms of interviews online, lip sync. There are various techniques which, have come in where it becomes very difficult to identify the real talent. Number two is, people have started using their skills and working in multiple organizations, spending time in, phasing out their time in different organizations, which becomes difficult for an organization to get the entire productivity or entire 8.5 hours or 8 hours, depending from the individual. Difficult. Now, there are certain, certain processes which each organization follows to assess and curb that nuisance. While I should not use that word nuisance because we are free to work, I strongly believe that a person should be free as long as he delivers on time and delivers with quality. That's another challenge. The third challenge is the work from home and work from office. It's a debatable one. While we, depending on many, like if I talk about SLK, my customers want everybody to be working from office because we work with large banks. And since the data is confidential, we cannot allow the data or to be, even go out from our ODCs. ODCs are very strongly vigilant, strongly protected, where we cannot let anybody, go in or come out. So challenges work from, because a lot of companies, we still have work from home or hybrid models. When we go to the talent place, the prospective candidates always come up with a, issue that they will not want to work 5 days from office because multiple reasons, and I'll not go to the reasons. That's one. Second, during the pandemic, the bubble was so, or the hiring was so huge that the salary ranges were, I would say, weird. That drastically, it was doubled because the demand was so high. And as economics says, higher the demand, higher the price. The demand was so high that people got 100% hikes, even 200% hikes. Now that the demand is slowed down, that bubble is bursted. You know,
mm,
people expect the same salaries, or people are not willing to come out because of the lifestyle change which they had with the salary increase from last couple of years. It becomes difficult for us to now convince them that the real scenario is this, the real market is this.
mm.
The quality has drastically gone down because of various things. I won't touch those things, but when you go to the marketplace, you take a simple Java developer, the ratio which industry ratio was 10 is to 2, 10 is to 3, then it has drastically come down to 10 is to 1 now. Most of my friends, at least when I talk to them, they say you interview 10 people, you get only one good guy who knows exactly what we need as per the Java. And I'm not talking about the tailor-made resources. I'm talking about the generic holistic view of as an example of a Java developer
Mm.
with new skills coming in, full stack, AI, ML. A lot of people, yes, they do talk about AI or machine learning, but very few people know exactly where to use and how to use that. What is automation? A lot of people talk about automating processes, automating,
Mm.
things, but purposeful automation, very few people talk about it. And how AI is going to take over the world, a lot of people have still not understood, and it becomes very difficult in the marketplace to hire an AI engineer or a data scientist when it comes to what
Mm.
you or your customer needs. That's another challenge which we are facing now. These are few of them which are at top of my mind.
Yeah,
Unless you are looking for anything specific, we'll be happy to.
absolutely. Thank you for this, for that insightful overview. So, Arif, what is your take on the new generation, Gen Z, entering the workforce, and how do their expectations differ from those of previous generations?
See, Gen Z is, they're anxious. They want everything as on yesterday, as of yesterday. We were more patient. When I talk about my generation, we were more patient. We knew that we have to climb the stairs one by one to reach to the first floor. Gen Z wants to jump from ground floor to first floor. That's one part of it. Second part of it, we never had conditions. We worked without conditions. Gen Z works on their whims and fancies. They expect the organization to bend towards their way of working, then they bending towards they still feel that it's an employee's market than an employer's market. For our generation, it was always an employer's market, right? The campus strategies have changed. People, when if I talk about the previous generations, when we got our campus selections, we used to wait for hours together to meet the organizations to recruit us from campus. Today, the Gen Zs have so much of authority to say that they're not interested because they made us wait,
Mm.
and they just walk away. They know that they're going to get something out of even if off campus. That's the
Mm.
confidence they have. The pros are they're extremely confident of what they want. They know exactly what they want and how they want to do it. While our generation did, I would not, I'll not say for everyone, but at least we didn't know what we wanted. We just wanted to get a job. They know exactly which field, why they want to do that. They follow their passion. We followed our, you know, we didn't follow our passion. They follow their passion. If somebody is not liking to code 2 months, 3 months, they decide, okay, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do something else. So they don't have that patience to sit and absorb that. Third is the expectation we had when it comes to monetary benefits. We had very limited expectations because lifestyle and our needs were very limited. Today, when we go to the Gen Z, the expectation is that the uh, expectation from organization in terms of monetary benefits is extremely huge because of the lifestyle, because of what they want to do right when they come out from campuses.
Mm.
So our campus to corporate, it took us 2 to 3 years to build that. But
Mm.
today the 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 fresher is already ready for corporate. He knows exactly what happens in the corporate because he has so much of information. He's overloaded with information from web, from the social media, from the YouTubes of the world, that he knows exactly what he needs to be doing. We took 1.5 years to learn male etiquettes in corporate, they're ready because they have YouTubes of the world. So basically, patience, expectations, conditional working. This is the three main points, which I would say is the difference between previous generation and this Gen Z.
Absolutely great point. So Arif, earlier spoke about the workplace evolution, like you spoke that it changed. The workplace has changed a lot, especially after COVID. So, how are your employee engagement strategies, especially when we talk about remote and hybrid work setup?
Yeah. See, organizations, I strongly believe that organizations have to bite the bullet. It's now or never.
Hmm.
So we as SLK, we have decided that we will call all our employees 5 days a week, and we just had a tough decision to decide that, let's get connected. A lot of activities are happening around. We have our family day, we did an annual day, did SLK, DNA Chronicles, where 400 voluntary, people came and read the book Cactus and Roses, which is an autobiography of our founder SLK, Sri Lakshman Rao Kirloskar. So there are tons of employee engagements which we do inside the office, right from having regular town halls, right from having account town halls, award RORs. There are multiple things, which is very common, but the new things which we do is, yes, we have some programs which we run as called as Women in Leadership, which is called Will. That's a regular. It gets a lot of insights from lot of focus from back from US to different parts of world where we call people to help us in building that. Second, we have something called My Three, which is again a women's program, where we make them strong in terms of mental health and other wellness programs which we run for them, for one for all the employees, and second for especially for the women employees which we run that. Then third, for employee engagement is the leaves, or we force people to have work life balance. If they have leaves, the direction to the managers is that we should allow people to take some days off so that they can regenerate and come back to work. We have a program called SLK Regenerate, where once in a year, almost 200 people we take. The organization takes us to a different tourist place where we all sit and relax. That happens by end of the year. So these are some of the employee engagements where we engage people in terms of and connect with your pair, know your pair, get engaged, see what, because it becomes difficult to assess a person online than when you meet him in physical. So these are, see, there's nothing out of the box which we do. Whatever industry is doing, we pick and choose the best ones and do it. Honestly, I have, I cannot tell you that, or I cannot say that we do something which is out of box which nobody does. No, that's not the case. Yes, whatever the entire industry does, we pick the best and do that.
That's really interesting. So,
Yeah.
Arif, you have been at the forefront of human resources for over a decade, over 2 decades.
Mhm.
And so, if you can share some of the most prominent challenges that you face in the TA space, and what are your strategies to overcome?
See, talent acquisition itself is a challenge first. In a market where your need is a skill, in a skill market, it always becomes a challenge because you have a cutthroat competition. You compete, sometimes you compete with the big five, sometimes you compete with the GCCs, sometimes you compete with the large product organizations. So in a talent war, it's nothing, I mean, everything is a challenge. There's nothing which goes smooth. And this is for any and every organization. There's nothing different, any organization does. This is what, it might be a controversial statement, but everybody does the same thing. We go to the same pool to fish. Now, it's sometimes it is pure, the recruiter's ability to catch the fish. The fishes are there. The fish is there in the pond, but it just depends which hook do you apply to catch that fish. It's I lose, you win. The same talent might have multiple offers. He might have an offer from you. He might have an offer from me. Depending on your convincing power, your selling of the organization, your benefits, it's not every time. It's not salary. it 90% of the times I strongly believe that it is how convincing you are to the candidate, how do you touch his chords to pull him inside your organization, then giving him 20 or 30 or 40 or 50% hike. So the challenges are there, you know. Second is, you know, we are in a market where, you know, especially in the technology industry, where everything becomes obsolete after after a certain period. So every day we have to find new ways of, you know, how do we acquire talent. Every day we have to find new people or new candidates for new technologies. You know, gone are the days when we had one technology which used to run for multiple years. You know, I have been working in automotive space all my life, or in embedded space in Harman. I used to work almost for 12 years now. I had a major shift from, you know, automotive to financial services and manufacturing and insurance. So I recently, if you look at LinkedIn posts, some of it, we recently ramped up 175 people in retirement solutions. So it was a completely new area. I strongly believe that it's how dedicated a recruiter is to go to the marketplace and hire, because marketplace is very difficult. People are still hiring at a level. Market might not be as hot as it was a couple of years back for all the levels, but market is, you know, still hot for to a certain level. Second, the quality of candidates has drastically come down. The engineering graduates which we used to come, if I last remember, we used to have in Bangalore, you know, if I go back to Bangalore South, we used to have almost 30-40,000 people, engineers coming out from Bangalore South. If I go to Bangalore North or Bangalore East, I would say more than a lakh, 100,000 engineers used to come down. But a lot of people have started, you know, because of the information which is available there now. A lot of engineers have stopped, you know, coming to these. They take new professions or different professions to go back. So that, you know, and during the COVID, because of the online, you know, exams and all, that quality has drastically come down. So quality is one issue. Availability of, you know, talent for a particular technology has become rare, because a lot of GCCs take them over, and for us, you know, who are into core services, it becomes difficult to find that. Then number three, the salary expectations of people have gone, you know, way beyond, because of the bubble which we had, you know, in during the pandemic. Third, you know, the challenge which we face is people are still used to hybrid, and work from home becomes very difficult to convince them when it comes to 5 days a week. So these are some of the challenges which we definitely face.
Absolutely. These are important points to consider.
Yeah.
Thank you, Arif, for sharing your valuable perspective with us today. It's been a pleasure having you on this show. And for our viewers, let's continue to learn and grow together. And do not forget to tune in to the next episode of We Talk Talent Series. Have a fantastic day ahead. Thank you.